Jin stood in front of the building, speaking to himself in his mind. If it wasn't for the antique barter trade in Incheon, Korea, there were only two ways to obtain genuine artifacts. The first method was through brokers. Brokers were anyone who acquired artifacts by any means, including unofficial ways like stealing or robbing. Wealthy individuals would hire brokers to obtain artifacts according to their desires. The second method was through auctions. However, only a few auctions had a solid reputation and a reliable track record. For that reason, only the rich could participate in these auctions. Today was Jin's first time attending an auction. Until now, his father had always made private deals without going through auctions. He began climbing the stairs while carrying a heavy box of artifacts. Suddenly, he lost his balance and almost fell backward. Fortunately, someone caught him. When he turned around, he saw a beautiful woman standing behind him. She asked, "Are you okay?" With a flushed face, Jin replied, "Ah, yes. I'm fine." The woman smiled and said, "You look pale. I think you should sit down and rest for a while." "Well then, I'll take my leave." Jin bowed and thanked her, his face still slightly red. He was mesmerized by the beautiful woman who had helped him. In his heart he thought, "She's so beautiful." But he quickly dismissed the thought. "Forget it. I'm feeling dizzy. I thought I had a fever, but it seems my body is just unwell today. Is this an after effect of what happened earlier?" He recalled the mysterious woman with a green aura approaching him from behind. He wondered, is this a reaction to the power that makes people speak the truth? I don't know, but this is definitely a problem. He stared at his hand, the same hand he had used earlier to point and summon a magic circle. Upon arriving in a room, he placed the antique on the table for appraisal. A woman with glasses attended to him and said, "With this, you can participate in the next major auction. A guarantee will be issued under my name." The woman was Jin Suk, an antique auction appraiser at Daehan. She asked, "Do you have any additional questions?" Jin replied, "No. That's enough." The woman smiled and said, "That's unusual. Most people would ask about the starting price and the estimated final price." Jin stood up and answered, "Apologies. Since you've confirmed that this item is genuine, I'm confident that the results will be worthwhile." The woman smiled again. "Good answer." Jin responded, "I thought you would ask me a lot of questions. For example, the name of this item and its origin." The woman gave a mysterious smile. "This is the Daehan auction. If there's something even I don't recognize, it means it's not a stolen item. In other words, it's a new discovery, not something that has been passed from one person to another." Jin was taken aback. Did she just say she can recognize all white porcelain items in the world? He looked at his antique in astonishment. Their conversation came to an end. The woman thanked him for his first transaction and expressed her hope that he would use her services again. "We will process it with a transaction fee of 8%, she added. Before leaving, the woman asked, "Would you like to visit the exhibition hall on the second floor? If you'd like, I can accompany you." Jin smiled shyly and replied, "No, I can look around on my own." He then headed to the auction hall, feeling delighted to see the antiques on display. As he observed the surroundings, a commotion broke out nearby. The woman who had helped him earlier was arguing with a customer. The woman said, "I lack knowledge?" The short-haired woman in front of her replied, "What's the use of having a lot of money if you don't have knowledge? I plan to ignore you, but did you just say this piece of junk is worth billions?" Their argument revolved around the wooden Buddha statue before them. The short-haired woman continued, "Being ignorant isn't a crime. But I can't stand it when someone spouts nonsense in front of me." The woman who had helped Jin earlier retorted, "On what basis do you say I'm talking nonsense?" The short-haired woman gestured toward the elderly man beside her. The old man spoke, "This is a Buddha statue from the Ming dynasty. Its color isn't the issue, but there's an imbalance between the left and right sides, including the damaged robe. It's worth no more than 1 billion. The short-haired woman smirked. "Did you hear that? You've been deceived because you're incompetent in this field. Seeing people like you really irritates me." Jin couldn't take it anymore. He approached them and said to the short-haired woman, "Turns out, I also can't stand hearing nonsense like what you just said. For reference, the short-haired woman was Song Yi-rin, the granddaughter of the chairman of Yuziang Group. The elderly man beside her was Zhang Dai-hyan, her personal antique appraiser. The argument escalated. The old man gritted his teeth and spoke condescendingly. "Who are you? This isn't a place where just anyone can speak freely." Hey Jean responded, "Aren't you the arrogant one here?" Suddenly, the spirit of a woman with a green aura appeared behind him. Hey Jean started behaving strangely as if he was possessed. A green aura emanated from his body. He gazed intently at the Buddha statue, then stepped closer and extended his hand as if he were reading its energy. Something extraordinary happened. He was suddenly transported to another dimension. Below him, he saw an ancient city and thought, "This is a different kind of power." What happens next? Don't forget to watch the next video tomorrow. And for those watching, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you won't miss the latest updates on the manhwa we're discussing.